I don't know if there's a proper way to do anything, but if there is, I can tell you that I never do anything the correct way. Yeah, it's become more. I guess this idea it's become more apparent in the past few weeks. It's not even so much with my writing, but I've noticed it in kind of other areas of my life where I'm just doing nothing by the book. Today I was at the gym, and man, I was in about I don't know, about 14 weeks from now I'm going to be in a powerlifting meet, and I'm getting prepared for it, and I've decided to completely throw one of my main lifts completely out the window as far as training goes. I guess for context, those that might not know, in a powerlifting meet, you are tested on your 1 rep max on your squat, your bench, and your deadlift. And I've decided to throw out my deadlift completely, or almost completely, and instead focus my training sessions that I would be doing on my deadlift to substitute as extra training sessions on my squat. The idea being that I'll go into that with a really strong squat and a really good bench, and then I can sort of just, do whatever I can with deadlift, just pull as much as I can pull that particular day, despite how weak it'll be in comparison. I'm sure those that are listening to this probably think that's a stupid idea. I'm sure if someone that has any kind of experience with powerlifting at all probably finds it to be a completely dumb idea, and it's probably right. It's probably correct. My logic is just that. Well, if I'd rather have a really strong squat, like a really 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 good squat, and be okay with an okay deadlift. In addition to the fact that the stronger your squat is, the stronger your deadlift is. So I might still get maybe a little bit of gain transferred over to that. So I may not necessarily lose a whole lot with my deadlift strength if I can kind of train my back still and keep my back somewhat strong. But that's really what kind of inspired this idea for the video today, was just training today and going about things completely incorrectly, or I guess against the conventional wisdom. And it's been the same with my writing too. I mean, the writing process, what I do, I imagine this is not how many people approach the process. I could be wrong, but I think just, doing several drafts of a story, and then all of a sudden looking at it and going, yeah, my ending's not particularly good, I got to rewrite the ending, and then just rewriting the ending, and then working on different sections instead of it as one cohesive unit, that might go against the convention. I mean, and on top of that, I mean, just the idea that I'm writing every day might go against convention too. I know it's a common thing that people will tell you, is that you need to, basically write every day. But I think that advice is given with the caveat of there's going to be little moments in life where you're going to miss days, or every now and then you can still take a day off and be fine. And in fact, if you do write every day, you're probably going to burn yourself out, or you're not going to give yourself enough time to kind of replenish that well of creativity that you tend to get when you spend a little bit of time away from the keyboard. So this, again, going every day and writing, that's probably against the convention. That's probably doing things the incorrect way. And not just against the conventions, like in terms of incorrect, but if you look at it objectively, you might be right. What I'm doing right now might be a less effective means, or maybe a more effective way to approach the writing process than the way I'm doing it. But that's what I'm doing. That's how I approach things. Everything that I've done has been, I think, for the most part, not done to the most effective way. But what works, and the reason why I've gotten some success with this, is because I'm persistent. I'm staying with it. Persistence tends to trump accuracy. It tends to, the person that, and again, I'll go back to exercise for a minute. The person that has a great exercise program, like has a really effective exercise program, but is not consistent. They don't go every day. They don't train every day. Will fail or not get the the same results as someone that trains every day with an ineffective program, because just consistently going to the gym trumps the most amazing program you could come up with, because you have to show up. It's the same thing with this. I'm showing up. For those that are following my chess channel on here, I know maybe a few of you are. You'll notice the way I'm playing right now, the way I sort of opened my games in chess. Probably not the most conventional of openings. Probably not, approaching my training maybe in the most effective way. But I'm doing it every day, and that's where the results come in. So I think that's one of the key things, and one of the reasons why I tend to advocate a lot for running every day and for just doing this constantly is it's sort of the counterpoint. It's sort of the one thing that can keep you, I guess, in the game. If you haven't figured out a good way to do something, is just to continually do it, to repeat it. As long as you're not repeating a bad habit, you'll get far. And an ineffective program, an ineffective method of doing something is not necessarily a bad habit. It's just that you're not doing things as effectively as you could. And so I think I'm going to leave the video off here, but again, persistence with this, going forward every day, that's going to be the thing that's going to get you far, regardless of how effective you may think your process is. And that's what matters. Getting to the finish line is what matters, not necessarily getting to it at the fastest or most effective way, but just getting there. And that's always my goal, getting to the finish line, regardless of how long it might take.